2025 to 2027. So the primary governing body is the Dreaming Circle. So we have weekly, like a weekly newsletter, the Black Sky Pulse, weekly meeting, Black Sky Pulse, for less than an hour for updates, proposals, and announcements. Then we have monthly meetings for the wider community and additional collaboration. That's about 2 hours. And then an annual assembly in person to talk about budgets and discuss roles and objectives and review the sacred architecture. So that's sort of those are the three main forums. And it's facilitative rather than executive, and ensures that that decisions are transparent and accountable and logged in Black Sky Society records. So any questions on that first piece? Okay, so now this is the consensus process. We sort of removed some steps that didn't feel value add, and we time boxed the consensus process to 4 weeks. So the first step is the listening phase, and that's the submission of a proposal. So any member may submit a proposal, then the proposal must state the purpose and any requested resources, the timeline, and also alignment with tenants. And then it's announced, the proposal is announced at the next weekly meeting. The second step is the dreaming phase, and it's a 2-week period where members annotate the proposal with support or concerns or edits, and then one of the administrative functions, the circle coordinator, tags and organizes this input. So after 2 weeks, there's a speaking circle. So that's a 30 to 90 minute session. The wider community. It's a 10-minute presentation by the proposer, followed by sort of reflections, perspectives, and synthesis in an attempt to reach consensus. The fourth step is the Dreaming Circle revises the proposal based on feedback, and that's the final draft. The fifth step, the final step, the decision crystallizes if no member locks the proposal. So you agree or can live with it. And that will take 3 days after the draft is logged. So there's some escalation steps. So when consensus is reached, then a working group is formed, similar to what we're doing now. Implementation plan logged, and confirmed at the next weekly meeting. So if no consensus is not reached within 4 weeks, the proposer can choose to escalate to the Council of Zenith, and the Council of Zenith decides by majority vote whether or not to proceed with the proposal. So there are those times when we can't take 4 weeks to decide something. So there's an emergency consensus process. If a proposal is submitted and flagged as emergency, then a Dreaming Circle convenes within 48 hours, and consensus is leveraged. And if consensus is not reached, then it is escalated to the Council of Zenith, and the Council of Zenith decides by majority vote within 24 hours. Any questions on that?
Что так долго все?
Okay. So now we have the roles and accountability. So this is, again, sort of slimmed down. I'm not going to read everything, but we have the Zeniths, the Dreaming Circle, that's the core group. Because sort of like everyone now. Wisdom Keepers, which are advisors. I don't know if we have any yet. but similar to what we discussed in the last meeting. Skylights, and then orbitals, which are the paid membership. We're leaving Skylabs as TBD. And we'll have another working group to understand that. So I think the biggest change is in the administrative roles. So there are a number of roles with stipends and hours per week. So the circle coordinator, the community weaver, the operations finance, librarian, editorial lead, comms and media curator, and visual designer. And ideally, so the goal is that everyone that's involved now, Black Sky, maybe picks an administrative role that they feel like they could do. There's support and people need help, but the idea is that we could,
Красиве украшение.
if people would like a paid role, these are the roles that need. The budget, we have a budget for events, conferences, media collateral, and so it probably brings us to about $600K. So if we raise 2 million, we at least have 2 years of one runway. That's it in a nutshell. I think the next step would be